Well, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We've just arrived in Holderness, New Hampshire after a drive through miles and miles of fog, and it's actually starting to clear up here. We're in Holderness, New Hampshire on the shores of Squam Lake, made popular by the movie On Golden Pond, and we'll be hiking up West Rattlesnake Mountain. So at this hour there's nobody here. I'm sure that's going to change as the day progresses. So we're about 15-20 minutes up the yellow diamond blazed bridle path trail. It is wide and clean and not very rocky at all. Pretty gentle ascent. And the trail maintenance folks have put a number of really nice steps and stairs into it. So this is a really great trail for people who aren't used to trail hiking. It's fairly short duration and really well kept up. Well, here's the intersection of the Ridge Trail, which we can take over to East Rattlesnake Mountain. This is the summit of the West Peak. You can see as we come over the rise here, beautiful view of Squam Lake. And there's actually a hiking trail on this little peninsula below us that juts out into the lake. Some more trails on this next peninsula. It's a little bit hidden by the trees. It's Five Finger Point. And we're up about, I don't know, 600-700 feet above the lake. It's beautiful, considering all of the fog when I left Pepperell this morning. Actually, so here we are in a really pretty dark pine forest, which is in the col between east and west summits of Rattlesnake. And the trail splits here. One trail goes down to Squam Lake and the other one goes up to the east summit. So we're going to take the trail to the summit and probably come back through this area on the way back down to the lake and the hike back. So here we are at the summit of East Rattlesnake Mountain. We're taking me about 90 minutes with a break over at the first summit to get up here. And you can see the beautiful view we have of Squam Lake. All the fog is lifted. Even down in the distance as I pan around, there in the distance you see Winnipesaukee, Lake Winnipesaukee and Laconia. And even down there, it looks as if the fog is lifted pretty much completely off the water. You can see the Belknap mountain ranges with the fire tower on the top of Mount Belknap. And as we pan around, right here at the opposite side of the lake is Red Hill, and there's a fire tower on that as well. I think that's about a 1,300-foot climb. So that's another interesting mountain to put on our list of possibilities. So the perfect hike. 90 minutes, not a person to be seen the entire hike. And I think it's time to start down. We're going to take a really steep trail directly down to the lake. It sort of comes out in this cove. And then there's a trail called the Undercut Trail that runs along the base of the mountain to take us back up to the parking lot. So taking a pause right now on the East Rattlesnake Trail, which drops pretty steeply from the summit. You can get some idea as we kind of weave through these glacial erratics what the terrain's like. It's actually not too rocky, a lot of pine needles, so it's actually pretty easy underfoot. Try to keep the camera level so you get an idea for the slope as we kind of look across the mountain. But quite pretty. Still not a person to be seen this entire morning, so it's so nice to have the mountain to yourself. So there should be a stream crossing close to the base of the mountain. I'll check in once we reach it. So here we are finally at the base of the mountain, Pinehurst Road, and the trail joins the road just past this small barn. So we're gonna walk up the road until we pick up the Undercut trail, which sort of cuts off a big L to get back to the parking area. So now we're on the final trail, the Undercut trail that runs around the base of the mountain. It's not very well marked and doesn't look like it's very well worn either. So the marker is a white diamond, which there's one ahead, which is great, but they're few and far between, and where there were some other natural trails, they don't seem to have much there to help you find your way. So it's a little bit slower going than I thought, but we're almost at the parking lot. We are back at the trailhead parking, and as you can see, there is no parking available. In fact, the overflow across the street is also full. And it's about 11:15. So it was nice. A little bit more than 3-hour hike.